and a new record label.
Sue and I were first playing up to Barrel, and from that first night, he decided that he wasn't going to muck around, and we had a solo album out, and it was #1 within 12 months.
Jimmy followed this with another 5 chart-topping albums in a row. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, there was another side to the rock star, Jimmy the family man.
It's great being married to Jimmy. For me, not because he's Jimmy Barnes, a great rock singer or anything like that, but just for who he is. It was a very natural thing for the kids to be raised in a musical environment.
It was pretty unusual touring with him when we were kids and stuff. I mean, from the time I was born, I've been sleeping at the side of stage in road cases and stuff, you know.
The 90s arrived and the hits kept coming. Barnesy shocked his fans and released an album of soul covers. It would go on to become one of the biggest selling Australian albums of all time, and collaborations galore followed.
His love and true affection for all the other types of genres of music is what makes him so interesting and colourful.
It was also time for Barnesy to deal with some of his demons.
Prior to 4 years ago, I don't think you could count the amount of gigs I did sober or straight on one hand.
Deep down, he's probably been really proud of himself, dealing with his addiction, and despite all the triggers and everything, but of the life of rock and roll.
You know, I feel really lucky to have come out the other end of it with, you know, with my sanity intact.
The one thing that I always knew would happen was that there was no way known Jimmy Barnes wasn't going to go #1 again.
Barnesy was back with this year's platinum release of Double Happiness.
Getting the opportunity to work with all my kids on this last record is probably one of the best things I've ever done.
Since he's been straight and everything, his voice is just getting stronger and stronger and stronger.
He's one of the greatest rock singers of the 21st century, without a doubt.
He's very pure. He's, you know, what you see is what you get with Jimmy.
He's just absolute music royalty to me. I don't know anybody who deserves what he's getting to do more than what he does to me.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be upstanding, charge your glasses, and join me in welcoming Mr. Jimmy Barnes to the Arias Hall of Fame.
Thank you so much. And now I promise you I will try not to bore you too much with the speeches, but there's you know, I've been singing for about 33 years now, and there's a lot of people I'd like to thank. You know, I'd like to thank my mum and dad for giving me passion, giving me love, you know. That gave me incredible genes, otherwise I'd have been dead about 15 years ago, I reckon. So, you know, I got a lot to thank them for. I'd like to thank all my family, my brothers and sisters. They're just awesome, great to grow up with. Particularly my older brother, John Swanee, who, when I grew up, John was amazing. You know, John, you know, joined a band, ran away from home when he was 13 and joined a rock and roll band, which was great because I got his room and also got his drum kit. So John, from day one, was my hero. He was my hero in every possible way. And to this very day, you know, John Swan is my hero. So, you know, I owe a lot to John. So, I'll try and keep it going. I was lucky enough when I was about 16 to team up with a bunch of guys who became brothers to me, the boys in Cold Chisel. And when I think about Cold Chisel, I just think about, you know, incredible times. We shared everything, including our dates. We had incredible times together. We tore this country down, I'm telling you. We played to everybody we could. We'd do 8 gigs a week. There was an extra member of Cold Chisel, Rod Willis, who was very responsible. I'd like to thank him. And we managed to bluff WEA into signing us in about 1976. And we ended up having an incredible relationship with Warner's. And I'd love to thank them for all their support and getting us started, letting us do what we wanted, and letting us run with it. Thank you, smooth talker. I'd also like to thank John Anderson and everybody at EMI from, you know, looking after my publishing, doing all that. There was a bit of a gap in the management there. It went sort of from Rod Willis to Michael Gudinski. But there was a gap in the middle. Michael was my mate. I'll tell you about him in a minute. There was a gap in the middle where I was looked after by a really dear, close friend of mine who was a tour manager for Cold Chisel for a long time, Mark Pope. And Popey's a man of vision and a man of passion. And, you know, he almost talked me into becoming a Parramatta supporter. That's how good he is. Not quite. And Richard McDonald was his partner. And an incredible musician, probably one of the greatest musicians I've ever had the honor of working with. He's a dear friend. Mark Lazotte, you probably know him better as Diesel. Yeah. My current band, you know, Danny, Warren, Dario, Christian, Jackie, my son, Clayton and Lockie, who both all play keyboards with me, Tim Gaze, David Leslie, who's played guitar. They're all awesome. I'd also like to thank a few people who helped out along the way as well. Ian Smith. Smitty was a great guy who toured with me and Diesel and sort of used to, you know, look after us and, you know, take us to hospital and get our stomach pumped and stuff like that when we needed to. Lovely fella. Chuggy, who's if Chuggy was up here, he'd say, you with the big tits, get over here, I'll meet you later. I love Chuggy. He's a man of passion as well, and you know, it's been sticking up for us for years. I'd also like to take the opportunity to thank Sam Neill, who flew over. Sam's one of my dear, dear friends, and he flew over from New Zealand, especially just to be here because, you know, he's me mate. And I'm very, very proud to have Sam here. Michael Gudinski, now I want to talk to you about Michael. Michael is a guy who, you know, I've been with you know, a lot of record companies around the world, and you know, I've been treated really well by them. But the thing that I love about Michael Gudinski, when I first met Michael, was his passion, his commitment to Australian music. And it's very easy for a lot of people to sit there and say, here, I work for a corporation, take my money. Michael Gudinski puts his money from his pocket towards the acts that he supports, and for that I take my hat off to him. Him and his family, Sue and Michael, have been incredible friends. Michael's the godfather to my eldest daughter. His family have just supported us and helped us through every step of our career, and I'm so honored that Double Happiness went #1 for him, because I just really wanted to do it for Michael. I'd like to also thank Darren and Dennis Darlett, who helped me make the album. Unfortunately for all of us, you probably know them better, Disco Montego, you know, Kalen. Darren died a while back, and Darren, it was such a loss. He was such a beautiful, dear person and a great friend, and I dedicate Double Happiness to Darren. And I've left the best to last. I'd like to, I remember in about November 1979 in Canberra, I walked into a room. I was on tour doing a tour called Pooled Resources with the Angels and a bunch of other bands, and I walked into this room and I saw an angel. It was the most beautiful girl I've ever seen in my life. She took my breath away. To this day, she takes my breath away. I walked in the red carpet with her, and everybody was taking photos of her, not me. But you know, hey, that's what you get for marrying such a gorgeous girl. She's my heart. She's my soul. I couldn't live without her. My beautiful wife Jane. And I love you dearly. And I'd also really, really like to thank my kids. My kids have been, you know, I got to tell you, you know, I reckon in my heyday I probably destroyed half of Bolivia, and I really like to thank my kids for not divorcing me and putting up with me. You know, they're over here. I love them all dearly. They help me with Double Happiness. They all feature on Double Happiness. Hopefully they're all going to tear off into their own careers so that I can sort of kick back and and plan how I'm going to try and get a third Arias for you know, Hall of Fame. And I'd also like to thank everybody in the industry, and especially all the punters here, because I've got to tell you, the best years of my life have been spent rocking in Australia, rock and roll in Australia, anywhere.
Later, a very special performance by Jimmy Barnes, and coming up next, Missy Higgins and the Aria Rock Quiz.
2025 ARIA Awards. I'm here behind the scenes in the OB truck, which in television speak stands for OB truck. It's here in the control centre that all sorts of... Just don't panic. That's the key. Remain calm. Anyway, I'm here to recognise the people behind the scenes in the Australian music industry, the unsung heroes that are this year's Artisan Award winners.
Producer of the Year, David Nicholas for Drag, The Way Out. Engineer of the Year, Matt Lovell for The Mess Hall, Notes from a Ceiling. Best Cover Art, Ben Lee, Lara Meyer-Atkin and Dan Estabrook for Ben Lee, Awake is the New Sleep. Best Video, Ben Quinn for End of Fashion, Oh Yeah.
Yeah, pretty good year for that lot, but it's been an even better year for our next performer. Please welcome the gorgeous Missy Higgins.
Like a freeze-dried rose, you will never be what you were to me in memory. But if I listen to the dark, you'll embrace me like a star and envelop me. If things get real for me down here, promise to take me to before you went away. If only for a day. If things get real for me down here, promise to take me back to the tune we played before you went away. And if I listen to the sound of a white, sometimes I hear your smile and breathe your light. If I listen to the sound of a white, you're my mystery, one mystery, my mystery, one mystery. My silence solidifies to that hollow void, raises you so I can feel it all. But if I never feel again, at least that nothingness will end the painful dream of you and me. If things get real for me down here, promise to take me to before you went away. If only for a day. If things get real for me down here, promise to take me back to the tune we played before you went away. And if I listen to the sound of a white, sometimes I hear your smile and breathe your light. If I listen to the sound of a white, see, I've never been for some stranger's face, and I've never had the courage or belief to trust this place. But I turned my head 'cause it felt like lead, and I'm sure I felt your fingers through my hair. And if I listen to the sound of a white, sometimes I hear your smile the sound of a waltz.
To present the award for Best Rock Album, the host of Rock Whiz, Julia Zemiro.
Yes, tonight I'm here to present the award for Best Rock Album. And you know, what a better way, woo! What a better way to do that than with a little rock whiz. It's all about the timing. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Rock Whiz, the Arias. And joining us tonight are three punters that you may or may not know, but I think you will. Punter number one, nominated 3 times tonight. He's just won the World Beatboxing Championship in Germany. He is Joel Turner! Hey, Joel, what was the first concert you ever went to?
The first one that I actually paid to get into was 50 Cent.
50 Cent, all right. Our second punter tonight. Our second punter has been classically trained at the Conservatorium. She's rocked with Barnsey, now she's solo with her first ARIA nomination, Jade McRae! Jade, what was the first album you ever bought with your own money?
Well, Julia, I can't believe I'm actually going to admit this, but it was John Farnham Touch of Paradise on vinyl.
There you are. Street credibility's just gone there. And finally, punter number 3, look, he already has 3 Arias at home. He is the living end. He is Chris Cheney!
Hello.
Well, I'm Christopher. Of course, the first concert you ever went to was what?
Bon Jovi.
Good.
But my mum also went to see Neil Diamond when she was pregnant with me.
Fantastic. Great. Well, they're here tonight. Let's get started. We are looking for the nominations for Best Rock Album. I need the band and the album title. Are you ready? Hands on buzzers. Who could it be now? Our first EP came out 10 years ago and we have since been nominated for 10 Arias. Our name comes from a renowned pot advocate, but our chemical heart, yes?
Grinspoon.
Grinspoon is absolutely correct. What is the name of the album?
Real Pills, Sunday Kills.
That'll do.
Go to Grinners.
Who can it be now? We formed in 1988 and we have never won an ARIA award, although we did get 3 nominations in 2000. Early on we supported Motorhead, Faith No More and AC/DC, and we're strictly not Australian. Yes?
She-Had.
She-Had's absolutely correct. Number 3, who can it be now? Our lead singer has been described as Lucinda Williams meets Kate Bush meets Beck. Yes?
It's Little Birdie, Big Big Love.
Little Birdie, Big Big Love. Number 4, who can it be now? We started life as a trio, but now we have 5,000 members in our band. Our soul blend, our sound, oh, they're in, yes.
The Cat Empire?
The Cat Empire is absolutely correct. What's the title of the album? Title of the album?
Oh,
Yes, not a hat, no. It's another item of clothing.
2 shoes.
Good on you. And finally, who could it be now? Number 5. Our nominated album was produced in Hendrix's hometown and starts with the sound of falling rain. We grew up on the side of The Who, The Kinks, Led Zeppelin. She's buzzed. Yes, Miss Jade.
It's Evermore with Dreams.
It is Evermore with Dreams. They're So there they are. Those are the 5 nominees for Best Rock Album. And the ARIA goes to Winners of Grinners, Grinspoon!
A decade of touring and recording has paid off for Lismore's Grinspoon. The platinum-selling album Thrills, Kills and Sunday Quills has already yielded 4 hit singles. After 9 nominations in the past, this is their first ARIA win.
Thank you very much. Thank you. We first of all want to thank Greg and Maureen at Brodie at Step 2 Artist Management, everybody at Universal, Owen at TPA, John and Marie at EMI Music Publishing. Most of all, I want to thank these guys for giving me probably the best 10.
Thanks to Triple J. Thank you.
Now, I'd like you to watch carefully because I may just ask you questions later as we take a look at the next nominee for Album of the Year.
My music teacher in Year 8 said that I didn't have a musical bone in my body.
I definitely felt quite alien from sort of more formal, trained kids that were out there because I never really had any of that.
In 2004, Sarah headed to Hollywood to record her album. She stayed in a backpacker's hostel and worked 6 days a week for 2 months.
My path in music has kind of been a pretty slow progression, and it's just been developing over time just by playing a lot of shows. Touring has been a really big part of how this record has been perceived, and it's certainly a really important thing to me is playing live. I just find that I dabble with a few different instruments. I like to just kind of experiment with sounds more than being, you know, sort of a master of a particular instrument.
Sarah worked closely with her bandmate Robert, arranging and playing almost all of the instruments on her album.
Getting into recording my own music has definitely been a really big part of my development. Maintaining control is really, really important. I think that that's really the only way that people can truly get a sense of the character behind the music. I just can't help but be involved because I'm a control freak.
Sarah Blasco, Album of the Year nominee. Still to come, Best Group, Best Male and Female Artist, Album and Single of the Year, when we return to the 2005 ARIA Awards. Arias would like to congratulate Grinspoon for this year's Best Rock Album.